In this video, I'm gonna give you the top 10 things you need to know when dating someone with Taurus Moon. To find out your moon sign or the moon sign of the person you're interested in, head over to astrologyguy.com, put in your birthday, and find out. Okay, time to get to it. Here are the top 10 things you need to know when dating someone with Taurus Moon. Let's go. Number 10, they are affectionate. Someone with Taurus Moon is very clear on how they feel, and they have no problem expressing these feelings in a physical way. And if you're gonna be with them, you need to be comfortable with physical expression. Otherwise, they don't feel the connection. And with someone with Taurus Moon that doesn't feel the connection, both emotionally and physically, they don't see the purpose in staying in the relationship. Number 9, when they are hungry, their whole mood drastically changes.
Jesus Christ! What? God!
If you're dating someone with Taurus Moon, or if you've ever dated someone with Taurus Moon, you know that when they get hungry, they turn into a completely different person. So if you want them at their best, you gotta keep them fed. Number 8, they need downtime to recharge. If you're in a relationship with someone that has Taurus Moon, don't be surprised if you see them working extremely hard for a few days, then catch them laying around and not doing much of anything for another few days. Their energy levels go from extreme output to moments of needing relaxation to recharge. So give them their recharge time without judging them, and they'll be much more likely to get up and get motivated. Number 7, they do hold grudges. Someone with Taurus Moon takes their time to trust you. So if you break that trust, you will have an extremely hard time getting it back, if ever. Number 6, it takes them a while to make up their mind.
Let me think about it.
Someone with Taurus Moon is decisive, but they make sure that they have all the facts before they decide how they truly feel about something or someone. So it may take them some time to come to a final decision when it comes to making a commitment, but once they're in it for good. Number 5, they are extremely dependable. Someone with Taurus Moon takes a promise very seriously. So if you're telling them that you're gonna do something, make sure you do it. Otherwise, they will not let you hear the end of it. And when the shoe's on the other foot and you need something from them, they will do their best to deliver. Number 4, they prefer commitment.
There she is. There's the little slut you've been banging behind my back.
This sign in the moon position means that they are the one woman or one man type of person. They are not down for the polyamorous situation. So if you're dating someone with a Taurus Moon, just know that they're all about monogamy. Number 3, the silent treatment is an option for them.
Silent treatment? I love the silent treatment.
If you piss off someone with Taurus Moon, be ready to not hear a word from them until they feel you've earned the right to be spoken to. Definitely start with an apology and go from there, because a debate will get you nowhere. Plus, how can you debate somebody who's only giving you crickets? Number 2, they are resistant to change. Someone with Taurus Moon desires the feeling of security and consistency. So at times they can stay too long in an unhappy situation because they're not excited by the idea of having to start all over again and face the changes that a breakup can bring. This can actually work in the favor of the relationship though, because you know that they're gonna really try to make it work under all circumstances. Number 1, the best way to attract someone that has Taurus Moon is have your plans for the future together. This moon sign looks for something real that is gonna last and continue to grow. So if they know you have plans for the future and you can express those plans clearly to them so they can see their life and their plans fitting into your life and your plans, then they'll find you a much more attractive person. Now that we're clear on the top 10 things you need to know when dating someone with Taurus Moon, let's talk about what this person with Taurus Moon would be like depending on what element their sun sign is in. If you're dealing with someone that has Taurus Moon, that has a sun sign in the element fire, meaning they're Aries with Taurus Moon, Leo with Taurus Moon, or Sagittarius with Taurus Moon, then be ready for a relationship with someone that is grounded emotionally, but is very expressive when they are upset. They'll have a lot of physical energy, but they'll have more ups and downs with this physical energy, and they won't be quite as spontaneous as your usual fire sign. They will want to plan things out and be very clear on the what, when, where, and how things will be going down. Luckily, because their sun sign is fire, you can guarantee that all of these plans will be full of excitement and adventure and lighthearted fun. But just know, like I said, when this combination gets upset, they can be very stubborn and won't budge on their point until they feel like they're being heard. If you're dealing with someone that has Taurus Moon, that has a sun sign in the element Earth, meaning they are Taurus with Taurus Moon, Virgo with Taurus Moon, or Capricorn with Taurus Moon, be ready for a what you see is what you get, committed, consistent, affectionate, and horny individual. Yes, sex and a lot of it is required for this double Earth combination. This person is clear on what they believe to be right and wrong and does their absolute best to honor that while handling their responsibilities and being a team player in the relationship. Now the flip side of this is when they get angry. Remember number 3 in the top 10 list, the whole silent treatment issue? Well, this double Earth combination is the master of the silent treatment. So the good news is you'll be with someone who is seriously supportive and does their best to love you in the right way. The bad news is that when it comes to communicating, when they're pissed, when they're angry, you will have an easier time talking to a brick wall. You basically have to wait it out. Then once they cool off, they'll open up, but it does take some time. Your best bet is cooking their favorite meal, treating them with affection, and apologizing. But even then, the two of you might be eating that meal in silence, but it does help to shorten the wait time. If you're dealing with someone that has Taurus Moon, that has a sun sign in the element Air, which means they are Gemini with Taurus Moon, Libra with Taurus Moon, or Aquarius with Taurus Moon, be ready for a partner that is pretty laid back. They aren't a stranger to hard work, but if they can find any way to get out of it, they will. They get most excited when they have a party to go to or when they know they're going to get the opportunity to just hang out and keep it light, laugh, and have a good time. If you try to implement your rules on this combination, you are definitely going to come up against some resistance. They're actually fine when they're telling you what you should be doing, but they are not so excited at the idea of you telling them what they should be doing. The good news is, if they give you advice and you don't take it, they don't get pissed about it because most of the time they forgot that they actually even gave you that advice. But the bad news is if you try to give them advice, they take it as judgment and they do get pissed. So it's best when you're attempting to help them out if you present the information by giving them an option of whether or not they want to hear it. Basically by saying, hey, if you need some help with that, let me know. And lastly, if you're dealing with someone that has Taurus Moon, that has a sign in the element water, which means they are a Cancer with Taurus Moon, a Scorpio with Taurus Moon, or a Pisces with Taurus Moon, then be ready for someone that loves 3 things. Number 1, sex. Number 2, laughing and having a good time and having some sex. Number 3, being creative, laughing and having a good time, then having more sex. This combination is all about love and connection, both mentally and physically, and they're big on consistency. Romantic relationships are high on their priority list, and making sure the physical connection is there is a must. So if you're the type that understands that sex is a necessary part of a relationship, but it is not close to the top of your requirements, then you should probably look elsewhere. This combination can be a bit moody at times, but as long as they know the love is there, they are willing to do their best to make sure the relationship is strong and able to stand the test of time. And this leads me to my last point, which is the best way to resolve any conflict with someone that has Taurus Moon. If you find yourself in a situation where someone with Taurus Moon is angry with you, make sure you first and foremost apologize for whatever you've done. They pride themselves on being reasonable and on being loyal to what is right and wrong. So if they're angry with you, more than likely you've crossed the line of right and wrong and done something they clearly believe to be wrong. So if you love them, just apologize. This isn't giving in or pacifying them. Let them know that you understand what you did hurt them and that you'll never do it again. If they know you're sincere and if they believe you'll keep your word, they'll let it go and you'll be back to being in love. However, if you tell them that they're overreacting or being ridiculous, you've just bought yourself an indefinite amount of time receiving, yes, the silent treatment, or just debating who is right and wrong, which is unnecessary because if they believe something is wrong, they didn't come to that conclusion lightly and they will not be changing their mind. So say you're sorry with sincerity and they will get right back to the loving, caring, charming Taurus Moon that you know and love. I hope you found this information useful. If you did, give it a like, let me know what you think in the comments section, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.